let it snow. I guess it is. Well, maybe it is.
I don't think so.
No, it's not. That's rocking around the Christmas tree. Or past Christmas. There we go. That's Let It Snow.
That's not it yet either.
It is Let It Snow. That's the song. I know the song.
Oh, okay. Yes, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Because we're inside in the warm offices at CNHT where we are about to do... Actually, we are. Not about to. We are now doing the pre-show for GrokTALK.
And everybody's calling in but us because they're all smarter than we are.
Yes.
So,
you called me while I was still on the road. And what was the first words out of my mouth? It was a stupid mistake to get in this car this morning. Yes, folks, I thought, coming down from the north, looking at all the snow cloud patterns, or the snowfall patterns that WMUR was putting up.
You should check the website and make sure we're actually broadcasting.
Oh, I'm broadcasting regardless of whether it's on the website or not.
I know, but that's where people go to look for it.
Oh, well.
You know, otherwise we're just broadcasting to ourselves, which we could do without a live stream. I mean, we're here, right?
You know, you just ruined my intro.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm writing all these freaking phone numbers down.
That's right. Ruin my intro, give me work to do. Gad. So anyways, he calls me up to tell me that he has forgotten his key.
I didn't forget it.
Master boardsman
I
forgot
didn't
his
necessarily
key.
forget my key. I took the safe vehicle to get here because I knew I'd have to get home from here. And so I grabbed my wife's keys, which do not have my office keys on them. So,
yeah.
But I knew you were coming, so it wasn't like it was going to be a big deal. So, but when I got here and you weren't here yet, and I saw the snow, I'm like, I better call Skip and make sure he's not sitting on his mountain going, can't wait for Steve to get in and do the show so I can watch it when Steve's sitting outside in his car with no keys.
Yep.
It is an oversight. I should have two sets. I should have a set on both sets of car keys.
Well, you know, I have a new purchase. I have what's putting together. It's not completely done, but I'm putting together an everyday carry, an EDC bag. Mm-hmm. And now, because I'll, just little things like a flip cam, medications, screwdrivers, pen, pencil, a knife, vice grips in case of something other. But the thing that got me started with video, my flip cam.
Yep. It
is here with me. And that is where my keys will be.
It's named Wilson.
Flip Wilson. Oh, speaking of names, guess who's back in the classroom?
The classroom?
The classroom at UNH.
Who's back in the classroom at UNH?
Well, we have a little reminder of him every single week here. Ed Lasky.
Ed! The German professor.
The Flasher.
Ed the Flasher Lasky. Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Search Ed Lasky at GrokTALK.com and get yourself an eyeful of words about Mr. Lasky's
I wonder if
past predicament.
I wonder if I took the keys out of the door.
You should go look.
I should. Warning, I'm taking my headset.
I gotcha. You pointed at it and said warning, and I knew exactly what you were doing. See, you announced that you had to go. You made a statement that meant, I have to go look for my keys before you actually took your headset off, instead of just taking your headset off and going, I'm going to get my keys.
I'm going to raise one digit on my hand.
Okay.
Surprise.
Yeah. See, that's the deal we're working on. One of the problems with microphone discipline, other than making these kinds of noises like and stuff like that, and popping your P's and all that, is remembering that you have a headset on. It's not like you're standing in front of a microphone, or a condenser mic that's mounted to a table or on a floor stand. You don't have to worry about bumping, hitting, moving. But when you take one of these headsets off, you all set?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your keys?
No.
No? What are you doing?
I'm coming over here, make sure that the recording camera is actually recording.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I will find it.
The point being that people, guests I can understand because they're new to this, and so they don't necessarily know that when they take their headset off, it's going to make this horrible noise on the podcast and in the live stream. People who've been here a while should know that, and we still do it. So we need to work on that.
Yes.
And
yes, we should. Ah, there they are. So anyways.
Keys.
Yep.
Okay, so actually, today, for you pre-show folk...
should put that in there, too.
kind enough to tune in early.
Yes.
Guy Comtois on the phone.
Well,
legislative update.
Hopefully, or
Yeah,
has
I
he
gave you the
confirmed?
number.
Or has he confirmed?
He has. He said, call me. I said, okay. That was it.
Okay.
It was a guy conversation. We didn't have to talk about our feelings or anything. We just, call. Okay.
A guy conversation with Guy.
Yeah, guy conversation with Guy. Jorge Mesa Tejada will be on the phone.
Yay.
Around 9:15 for our education update. Greg Klein, a blogger and podcaster from redmaryland.com, is going to join us at 9:30. We're going to talk about what they do down there. They got some great ideas. They're doing podcasts almost every night, hourly updates, news and stuff. And they have a blog. They just updated their website. And they were the inspiration for an idea that I had that I didn't have that I took from them to do local reporting by basically having grassroots desks, reporting desks in every county or town or wherever.
Crowdsourcing.
Right. Those people would actually report the news, and we'd like to do something like that there. So, hey, if you're interested in that and you'd like to have a byline at Granite Rock under a news desk post title.
Oh, heck, we can sign them up with their name.
No, because we could end up with 15 or 20 people. I would rather do it in a more controlled environment because we want to edit this. It's going to be a situation where they will submit stories and we will approve them, or I will approve them, because otherwise it gets real cluttery and messy and there's a lot less control. So I don't want it to be this wild free. If some of these people turn out to be awesome, both reporters, and that looks really weird. Is that on the camera?
What?
Because you're like...
Well, it's one of those vacuum sealed,
Yes.
heat sealed kind of deals that scissors would be much
we
better.
could get a stump and a hatchet and you could just, pop the end off that sucker.
Oh, the hatchet's out in the car.
No. I don't have my car today, so I don't have a hat. I might have a bigger knife, though.
Well,
I'm sure I do have a bigger knife.
It's not a case of needing a bigger knife. It's more of a case to keep the knife from eating my flesh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's always the situation with the knife.
But I got lots of first aid stuff in the car, too.
So if you accidentally cut yourself.
Yeah, small Band-Aids,
How's your
larger
hydrogen
ones.
peroxide? Is it frozen?
No.
Because you could just rub it on it like a brick, that might work.
It's not -9. It's 19, not -19.
I know. It gets cold at night, though.
And no, folks, just because I'm waving this knife around, it doesn't mean I'm threatening
He's
him.
not being threatening at all. Besides, I'm armed. I mean, if he's going to attack me, he's going to have to... He's armed, too, so, this is the safest podcast in New Hampshire.
And this is why, we can get mad. And this is what the anti-gunners, the gun grabbers, the anti-Second Amendment, oh, you don't need that, the hallmark of a progressive. You don't need that. I don't know of anybody who wants one of those. Oh, it's all about the quality of my life. Yeah. Gosh, where was I going with that?
Something to do with knives or firearms or something.
Yeah, it shows that we can even get a little upset with each other. And we're not going to reach for our firearms because we're responsible. Like 99.9 or 0.8% of all legal gun owners. We're okay. That's the dichotomy that I just find absolutely crazy. That here they are, they're complaining about the minuscule...
I'm going to try that again.
Minimalist number...
Minuscule?
Minuscule, thank you. Number of legal gun owners that might go rogue. And yet they're perfectly fine with large numbers of those of the Islamic jihadist beliefs that go crazy. And, they are the religion of peace. Well, we're the gun owners of peace.
The religion of peacekeepers.
I like that.
Thank you very
Religion of peacekeepers. That's a good line. But they won't acknowledge that because we don't fit into their religion. They know better than us that they should be able to determine what is best for us. You don't need that. What a condescending, absolute infantilizing viewpoint of your fellow man. Just because you don't think so doesn't mean that it's true. I keep thinking freedom is. Need has nothing to do with it. Your perception of my needs has nothing to do with my freedom. So stop it. Leave me alone. Or maybe I'll make your worst fears come true, some people might say. Just joshing, Here, Democrat trackers, there you go. You can now say that.
He's going to kill everybody.
It's called hyperbole. Yeah. They don't see, most Democrats, especially the real hardcore ones, they have very little senses of
Well, see,
humor.
if you were talking about a Republican, that'd be okay. If you said you wanted to, if you wanted, Sarah Palin to get raped by some lunatic, then they'd be like, kudos to you, because that's okay, because she's not a protected species. That's kind of how it is. You're in a blast with that, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm getting rather upset. I understand they're trying to keep this stuff from being pilfered from the stores.
Nobody likes that squeezy wrap stuff anyway, so. Except maybe the people who invented it. We love this. Everything in our house has it.
Yeah.
It's a health hazard, because as you try to peel it off, the odds of you cutting yourself are greatly increased now that you put the knife down.
Yeah, because the plastic will.
Yes, the plastic will spar your skin.
Been there, done that. Here, see, I just put a new crease in my finger. Thankfully, it's not red. Yet. Oh, yes. So, yep.
Okay.
Went shopping for this stuff last night, just so I could have this set up. But, it is what... Ooh, that is heavy duty. I like that.
What is it?
This is the screwdriver holder part. This is nice hard metal. That's not a little plasticky piece.
No, it is nice.
Yeah. That's actually, you can hit that.
It's got a little grippy thing on it. It's metal as well.
Yeah. And these
There you go.
pins, for the
It's got some of that factory sticky goo on it there.
Yeah. Well, this'll work out well. Because you know why? One of these is a nail setter, but it's really good for knocking out the pins on my AR. Because I don't usually have long fingernails to push the pins out so I can take it apart and clean it. So this is pretty cool. I like this. Awesome. Oh, this is awesome. Or as they say on that commercial, I forget which one it is. Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. And when I get it stuck and it won't come out, hey, I've got my vice grips.
So now we have it's tool time on GrokTALK.
Yeah.
Tool talk.
Oh, I like that. Push up to take out. I'm a little kid and it's Christmas. Go ahead, play that song.
Where?
Let it snow.
Again?
Let it snow. Come on.
I will play the song again.
See, now that was nice and light. I would have expected it to sail way past. Unlike that.
The 9-volt battery bounced off the coffee cup. That wasn't your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it takes... Oh, here... Yeah, wear goggles.
Wear goggles, sure.
Oh,
Sure.
gosh. That's just as bad as those big old signs that said, slow down.
Okay.
Winter storm. Those
You're
big
driving
orange...
through a blizzard. It's a whiteout condition. Well, I couldn't see your sign because it was snowing so hard.
Actually, there were cars passing me on the way down.
I think Mike's calling.
Oh, okay. You can cut me off here.
Okay, well.
Hello? Oh, good morning. Go ahead.
Most gracious of you, sir.
There you go. Hey, Mike.
Good morning.
Mike?
Wow.
Mike, are you there?
We're not really hearing Mike.
Mike?
Hey.
Hey. Talk. We're on the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if you
can
weren't
show
ready
you
to
guys
call,
can
you
hear
could have
me.
waited.
No, I was ready to call. I was actually looking up the number because my new phone didn't import it properly.
Oh, nice. Those crazy phones. Boy, let me tell you. All right, well, we got about 9 minutes to kill.
So the
Yep.
crazy
What's on the front burner of your stove today, Mike?
Let me see. The Shiite crescent, I think, that's gradually surrounding Saudi Arabia would be one. And if you look at the map, you'll see why the British fought for and held the formerly known country of Aden for so long. If you thought the Straits of Hormuz were narrow, look what happens where Aden meets the Red Sea.
That's true.
So not only are they surrounding Saudi Arabia with a broad brush starting from Iraq to the north of it, all the way around through Syria, Iran, and back around, and now Yemen. We're going to say they're in a position to block sea lanes if they actually take proper control of Yemen, which would be nasty.
Well, it seems like they're well on their way.
Some wag did on one of the articles about foreign policy. Carter brought us Shiite Iran, and Obama is going to bring us nuclear Shiite Iran. So the quip that goes with that is, does that mean we're in for a nuclear Shiite storm?
Yeah, that's true. And one has to wonder where their priorities will be. I mean, they certainly will want to take complete control, or as much as possible, of the Middle East. Obviously Israel's a huge target, but they've always wanted to just control Saudi Arabia. So there's no reason why you wouldn't have them having a nice big war, which is probably expected, and I'm sure the Saudis are a little edgy on that whole topic.
And it'll end up that having the fracking revolution will have been a good thing. So we don't have to relive what I went through in the early 70s during
Actually, we all went through it. We're all that old. I don't know if Mike was here. Were you here in the early 70s, Mike?
I was well aware of it. We had our own oil crisis, and a lot of problems caused by Carter policies and the oil price spike of the 70s.
Yeah, see, I remember, because I'm a little bit older than you, Steve, and I remember it because 1 week after I got my license, the oil embargo hit. Yeah, I was so thrilled. It's like, okay, I can afford the... No, I can't afford the gas anymore for my first car. It was not fun.
Well, it wasn't like a huge change. I mean, if you just gotten your license, it's not like you were used to driving everywhere, right?
No, but it kind of curtailed where I wanted to go.
Yeah, but I remember paying less than 30 pence for an Imperial gallon, and all of a sudden you were paying 60 pence, and then a pound, and you don't even want to know what they pay for it over there these days.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's like what, $12 a gallon?
Probably, yeah. They you're happy if it's less than a pound per liter.
Mm-hmm.
That's about a quart for those who can't do the math real quick.
Or don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not conform. Standard English, thank you. I'm an SAE guy.
No,
because when I was in high school, they're like, "Oh, everybody's going to go metric." I'm like, "All right, well, scientifically speaking, you need to know metric if you're going to do chemistry and all that other garbage." Or these days, if you're going to go to the store and buy a bottle of soda, you might care.
You know something? I still miss the days when we referred to the size of an engine like a 350-inch, 300 cubic inch engine, and that was my phone.
That's because you don't turn yours on like quiet mode.
I haven't done it just yet.
Uh-huh.
It's still pre-show.
Sorry, engines.
Yes. Instead, we're stuck with the liters. 2.8, 3.2, 5 point whatever. Give me back the cubic inches, because face it, folks, we Americans never really adopted the metric system. We're more conversant with it, but we never really adopted it.
No, we don't want your socialist measurement system. Go away.
And the British only half adopted metric too. They went metric in science first. They went metric in weights and measures for easier import-export with Europe, and because they eventually submitted to the European Union. But you still travel in miles and measure stuff, at least some stuff in inches.
Right.
They went Celsius as well fairly early on.
Did they?
You talk to even the old folks back in England, you have to translate temperatures to Celsius, else they don't understand.
Yeah, I get that every time I talk to...
It's cold out. Okay.
Some of my co-workers, over in the British Isles or on the continent.
Or even the ones in the great white space that lies north of the border where the maps stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I very good. Touche, Steve. Yeah, I have a few customers in the Great White North, And I'm not talking race.
No.
Jane, you're with us.
I'm joking because the earlier GPS system didn't have enough memory to hold the entire continent. If you were lucky, they held the entire United States. And so literally the map turned white at the border because they couldn't hold it in memory.
Oh, I remember that, driving around in cars I'd rent from Hertz and having to reboot the Magellan system. I mean, it was a big black box in the trunk. And I remember one day trying to talk to Hertz technical support because it didn't want to work right. You got to reboot your car. Are you serious?
This brings up a thought. These electric vehicles, if something goes wrong with it and you call the mechanic, are they going to tell you to just unplug it and plug it back in?
Oh, we could have so much.
Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in?
When we look at the planes, I mean, you guys have probably all flown in Airbuses by now, or
yep.
is that Airbuy? I don't know when there's multiple of them. But, the thing that always amazes me, so it's a fly-by-wire plane, and it's all supposed to be wonderfully done in traffic. And yet, the passenger electronics go on the fritz just about every freaking trip. What are the pilots suffering?
Yeah. We're going to have you call back because your connection is lousy.
Got a landline?
Yeah, maybe a landline. And then we're going to...
and it could just be, best phone. Is this better?
No, talk some more. No, it's not. I can't hear you.
I think we lost him.
Maybe. He probably just...
No, I'm here. Hang on. Let me redial. I'll be back.
Okay. Yep. Thanks. See you. All right. We got a minute. He can call us back, and then we'll...
then I got to call our first
you got to call
guest.
Guy, and Guy will be with us via telephony for the program. Get the legislative update we've been so desperately missing these last few weeks. And then 9:15, Jorge. 9:30 is Greg Klein. 10 o'clock is Victoria Sullivan. And then it's Squirrels.
Actually, I should call Guy now.
You could call him now.
Sorry.
But get Mike first. Capture Mike.
Okay, Mike. That is much better, and we're going to give Guy a call right now.
All right, Mike, hang on. We're going to go live in a minute, so just stay on the phone, sir. We'll be right back. Do. Let's test it.
3, 2.
Yeah, it works. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost 9 o'clock. Time to go live. As I turn on my radio voice, we'll be right back.
GrokTALK.